Inferno would fan the flames to kick off our second best of 3 series of the day, and although North would try and tame the Swedish beast, it ultimately falls in Fnatic's favour 16-9. It's not over for North just yet, however, as Overpass is on the horizon. But before we jump into that, we've got to break this one down with a lovely Maniac and Potter. And Maniac, it may sound like we've become a broken record at this point, but again, we see the individuals stepping up time and time again from the side of Fnatic.
Yes, indeed, and on Inferno once more, that also is a broken record. They've been looking extremely powerful on that map throughout the event, and once more, showing what I consider to be a very controlled, very dominated victory, 16-9. There never really was a case for North. I'll do say, though, they've shown sign of greatness on the CT side here and there. I think Gate obviously was a shining light, but overall, Fnatic very controlled, individually stepping up. Golden, not the one that you were hoping to see at the top of the scoreboard, but he had, I believe, 24 kills, something like that. Huge ADR. Flush is doing flushy things with the MP9, great utility usage. So that was a textbook Fnatic on Inferno.
Yeah, and it's when we talk about them getting into that comfort zone that we found in some of the previous best of 3 series that we've seen here at DreamHack Open 4. And it's interesting, isn't it, Potter? We were talking about Golden coming into this, not expecting him maybe to be replicating the same performance as we've seen, but he does it again, an absolute beast.
Absolute beast. And I really appreciated everything about Fnatic on the defenses. I mean, Golden, sure, yeah, he was delivering on the frag department, but I gotta shout out JW, man. He was hitting his shots, but not only that, his utility usage, holy crap, just the way he was rotating, the timings that he was finding, the help that he was applying for Flusha, for Crims towards the B as well, and just everything about Fnatic here, it was perfect. The reactions were perfect, the utility was perfect. Great Inferno from Fnatic.
Shout out to Blair in the green room as well. I know he's trying to hunt down the utility damage statistics for this last matchup because he was as amazed as we were watching that. But I know, Potter, you have a particular round that you want us to be breaking down.
Yeah, so this is very early on in the beginning of this match. But again, I just needed to highlight the perfect reactions and once again, the utility coming out from Fnatic. You're going to see here, Broland, he jumps up onto this ledge for boiler control. And to be fair, in MSL's defense, man, this was quite the shot that Broland was able to deliver. But take a look at this, the follow-up. Crims throws a Molotov, pushes Cajun B back, and all the while, everything that Fnatic are doing, I mean, Broland, he's done his job. At this point, he's just waiting for North to react. He knows that at this point, the defenders have to do just that. And Golden, he's rewarded for his patience here as well. Lekro, he's got to respect the control that Fnatic are taking his way, and just the defenses here for North just kind of fall apart because of this snowball that Broland kind of initiated. So if we can go to the point of view of Broland, we're gonna see exactly how beautiful this shot. Okay, we're starting off with MSL. Just take a look. I mean, that's instant. MSL, you can't react to that. I mean, come on, let the man play. Broland, it's beautiful. Even the head boost to not give any noise cues, sound cues away. MSL was completely caught off guard there. And so once again, Fnatic, it was thoughtful from start to finish, from the attacking side and the defensive side. And I thought it was beautiful.
It was beautiful indeed to watch. And of course, we're going to be going on to our second map of Overpass very, very shortly. And Maniac, this was something that we were talking about beforehand, kind of left open for North to be picking here. Of course, they're playing it a lot more, getting a lot more success on it. So if you're North, who are you going to be looking at as sort of the key instrumental players on this map?
Well, there are a couple of players that will be absolutely instrumental. First of all, just as a global perspective, I can tell you that North's success on Overpass comes from taking areas of the map, being proactive, being in Fnatic's faces. They're going to play over the fountain. They're going to play towards B water. So they will take map control. If they want to do it successfully, Gade is a man that you have to look forward. He was the one shining light in that game for Inferno. But then I have to ask the question of MSL. And this clip from Potter made me laugh because it kind of tied up into my point. MSL leading up to this game was the highest fragger, entry kill left and right AWP. Now he's going up against a huge opposition, Fnatic namely, and he has a quiet game. I don't want to jump the gun too fast, he could still react, but that kind of begs the question of the viability of having MSL as the main AWPer and his ability to make the difference. First map, he didn't do it, now he has to show he can bounce back on Overpass.
Well, there are a lot of questions going into the second map of this series. Can Fnatic tie it up in 2, or will North push us to a 3rd? Find out after this.
Welcome back to DreamHack Open Fall. It's time to get map number 2 underway. Fnatic show up on Inferno. That second half was unstoppable, but they weren't looking poised completely, actually. There's definitely a few moments, a few decisions there from Fnatic throughout the first and second half that put into question some of the moments from Fnatic. But overall, just a more solid team on an individual level. We said that North couldn't really get going, and well, Overpass is a different map, a little bit more space for the likes of Cajun B to play with.
Yeah, definitely. Now North get to go into their own pick. You know, I was seeing my dog between maps, Dinko. I gave her a treat. Now I'm going to treat myself to some Counter-Strike. We're here on Overpass, and I think North should have a better time on this one. This is a map Fnatic don't play too often. We saw them play it, obviously, against OG. That was a very close game, though. So hopefully we can see some more of that utility from North and some more of that playability across the map.
Well, Golden, he was the standout player for Fnatic over on Inferno. He's currently solo on the A bomb site. Looking out towards long, holding from the side itself. As North start to send players through the bathrooms. 4 players will approach the A spot, and there's no one really here quick enough for Fnatic, so Golden has to frag out or just fall back. He spots them running onto the site, he falls all the way back to Bank with no kill, and Gate cuts off the immediate rotation from Brolan. Now time for Golden to step up. He's got the first, a second opportunity, but he will fall to Cajun B, and so far so good for North into the pistol round.
Yeah, man advantage. That smoke at dumpster will finally fade, and that means Lekro is trapped on the bomb site, and the flashbangs blinded him. Lekro could be in trouble. Nade lands as well. He's low on health, and they're going to push him. Oh, there's the kill finally coming through, and the last 2 players are stacked on short for North. The time is so low on that bomb, though, and they don't have a kit. They finally tap it, but Cajun gets the first kill, and he's bought enough time. Fnatic have lost. There's nothing they can do apart from play for kills, and Gade, well, he is going to go down at the end. But Flusher knows he can't defuse. They're both going to die to the bomb, and North get off to a good start.
Yeah, no, it was a heavy stack from Fnatic in towards that B bomb. Sorry, they gambled for that hit. Didn't really work out for them. They left Golden as the solo player on the A bomb site, and there was no one really there quick enough to make the rotation. The fastest player that was able to rotate, or the rotate avenue they took, was sending Brolin through the connector. He gets caught out by Gade, who's waiting for that, and Fnatic just kind of fall apart from that point onwards. So, not a big fan of how the pistol played out, but it would have worked out fantastically if North had committed to the B bomb site. They just went the other way. So the gamble not really working out for Fnatic.
They're gambling again, though, Dinko. They're doubling down on it. 4-man B stack in this round. This is like those people who play roulette, and then every time they lose, they try and double their bet so that they win their money back, and then they end up losing everything. I hope that doesn't happen for Fnatic here, though, because the B push coming through, damage done early, and AZ's got the first kill.
Well, Cajun B with a kill onto Brolin in return. It's just JW left alone, and he's got 1. That's the bomb. Now falling behind him, but of course, anything more than this would be way too impressive, and it's not going to be happening on the server today. North 2-0 up. Good start into Overpass, and they definitely need a good start coming into this one. Fnatic are left with another scenario where they will be down to what is going to be a full eco. Unless the B250 gets picked up, or something along those lines. Because we know what Fnatic can do on B250s, but it is just the one flashbang invested.
I thought we might see a Zeus or something from JW. It looks like he wants to save his money, probably to get that AWP out. Stack towards a long for Fnatic, trying to take a risk in this one with the 1 flashbang. Unfortunately, North have just gone B again. So this time, the B stack would have been ideal. Sadly, not meant to be. North get another free round on the board. It's going to be a 3-0 lead for them as well. And at this point for Fnatic, I think you just play for exits, right, Dinko? You don't really have much to do. You can't really win the round, but maybe you can get a kill or 2 at the end, try and steal away a gun. And Gade has taken a dink.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point here for Fnatic is just trying to do any damage, right? They're not really expected to get too much out of this round, so anything they can do is very, very impressive. And it's not going to be anything, it seems, as North don't want to take any of those fights. They know nothing of value can come of taking these Fnatic players down. MSL is the only player that can kind of reap any reward because he's got a Mac 10. So the money can rack up on that weapon. The rest of the team, though, should be just saving into the next round. Golden goes down to the bomb. MSL clean up 2 other players for Fnatic. And North keep 5 players alive. 3-0 start for them. It's a perfect start coming into this one. And Fnatic, well, they'll pull out the buy. It's the M4s and every player. Utility is out. This is the true test for North so far.
MSL's going to get the Mac 10 for this one. 2 Galils in there as well. As you said, full buy for Fnatic. And early nades into mid. Brolan getting aggressive. And I love watching Brolan's aggression on CT side. He goes for these plays often, but this time Lekro's ready for it. Solo aggression from Brolan, not successful. He runs out into the open, kind of gives the game away a little bit. Lekro heard those steps. He wins the first fight. And North get a pretty easy man advantage.
They'll not be complaining about this start, that's for sure. Fnatic are going to have to do a lot of work to pull this one back. You've got Crims on top of the side itself. JW at long behind the tree and stone. And Crims just jumping, trying to gather some information. He will spot that that door is open. JW now playing in towards the long position, but Lekro's waiting for this. This could go either way, but JW is quicker, and he will find the headshot onto Lekro. 4 versus 4. Fnatic have pulled it back, and now the attack from North into the A bomb site. There's no one here for Fnatic. Golden tries to get over in time, but the bomb will go down, and North will play the post plant out. That's a hard sentence to say, and nonetheless, this could be a harder round for North to hold on. Fnatic, they've got a little bit of utility left into this, and MSL plays outside of the SWAT truck.
He's gonna fight. He's gonna fight. The timing's just right for the first one, but Crims is there to trade, and Crims makes it a double. Good damage done by Crims. Time is ticking, but JW's got a smoke for the bomb. No kit for them right now, so they've got to get on that bomb quickly, and North continue to buy time, but Gade is on the long flank. Oh, JW's going to watch for it. First fight goes against him. Oh, Gade doesn't realize they're still on the bomb. Have they got it, though? It's close, but I think Crims has it. He doesn't have it. North win the round.
Well, that was right down to the final few seconds. You can see the disappointment on Crims' face. That round so damn close for Fnatic, but it's North that walk away with the round win. Fnatic nearly make the retake work, but it's the lack of money coming back to bite them. They didn't have the resources available to pull the round off, and Fnatic, well, they're back down to the pistols again. North given a 4-0 lead.
It's a couple of rounds now where I feel like Fnatic have maybe taken a little too long on some of these retakes. They've left them very close. JW getting into connector early. Oh, well, he's getting out of connector early as well. JW's gone. Good shot from Gade. Again, this B-sided stack from Fnatic. 3 players here. North have been able to get onto short early, though. And this would be the ideal start for North, Dinko. Getting a 5-0 lead, getting a good amount of money early. MSL's got that up. Sure, that last round was a close one, but they got the win. Keep it slow in this follow-up round.
Well, now 55 seconds left in this clock right now. North gathered outside of the B-bomb site. They'll be heading in here. Fnatic, this is their best chance to do some damage. The vast majority of the defense is here, and Crims will fall without anything. Golden, 2 on the D-Gold. The bomb follows suit. And now Golden looking for a 3rd kill on the hold, but just cannot get his opportunity. Cajun B comes in, swoops in, gives North the round win with a follow-up frag as well. 5-0, North off to the flawless start. And Fnatic, they came close in the first gun round. They came close to getting it under their belt. They lost it to the defuse, but do they have what it takes to win this next round? The money is back in the bank. It's the best scenario we've had for Fnatic in terms of their buy. They get all the bells and whistles. The kits are out. The double-up setup between Flushet and JW.
Yeah, definitely one that we'll be watching for. JW playing around mid. I'm glad that this time Brolan's not going quite as aggressive as well. He tried that aggression at mid last gun round. It didn't work out for him. He gave up the opening fight, and this time JW's ready for it. MSL caught off guard early. The T-side AWPer taken out of the equation for the time being. Someone else from North could take that AWP if they want it, and Cajun B likes the sound of that. He gets the sniper into his hands, but it's Fnatic with a man advantage and a great chance for their first round win.
Oh, Golden gathers the info. Now they know multiple players there, but Brolin, he's waiting for his time to strike, coming in from behind. This could be a few. Oh, KGB turns around, stops Brolin from finding anything. And now North, the pressure truly is on as they attack into the site. JW with the opportunity, but the smoke will deploy. And now Golden swinging out to the right side. The spray is there, blinded JW instead on the no-scope. And now North continue to run forward, but it's Fnatic that will take the round. Only one kill for North, and it was KGB just turning around in the bathrooms. Fnatic don't even let North get onto the bomb site itself. That is just a shutdown.
There's that no-scope from JW. Get to kill with a molly as well, while just looking at the smoke. Yeah, that was certainly a surprising one. Timeout taken by North after their first round loss. MSL, since joining North at the start of this year, has definitely been doing a lot more of the AWPing duties, as you've seen throughout this tournament. We heard the desk kind of question, though, on that first map specifically. MSL had a pretty quiet performance, and yeah, he was the top-rated player for them in the group stage, but as the desk was saying, this is kind of a different level of competition. Going up against Fnatic, going up against a truly top team, we've got to see what MSL can do.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? We know MSL is good when it comes up to some of the weaker opponents, but when it comes to these top teams like Fnatic, this is where MSL will really get found out. So we'll see if he can step up. Brolin has had a very quiet start to this game. He's had a few opportunities now as well, and Lekro has taken him down and out of the round early on. Fnatic, well, currently looking at a one-man deficit to start off round number 7.
This is the scary thing sometimes when Brolan's having a bad game. He likes to play very aggressively on that CT side. So if he keeps going for those pushes, he could keep giving away advantages, and North might be able to make the most of them. 0 kills so far for Brolan. He had a pretty good game on the first map. It's been a much quieter start for him on this one, and Flusher is now alone towards this B side of the map. North haven't really gone B too often in the recent gun rounds. They were going B in the earlier ones, but if they commit to the B site here, as long as they've got some decent utility, they should be able to lock Flusher out. Still undecided, though.
Yeah, they'll be sending players back over towards A. The bomb gathering up here for North. One player in the bathrooms is JW with the AWP. This could work out, but Lekro seems to be ready. He'll go around the corner. JW with the flick down to the left. Will walk away with a kill for Fnatic. And is drawn back into an equilibrium. Now Crims has turned a hole. Golden has gone down without much of a fight, but luckily Flusher doing some work from Bank. That's a second kill on JW. Still towards long. These ops are tearing North apart, and it's all on the MSL. The battle of the 3 operas here on the server, and MSL caught in the smoke. Flusher taking him down, and what a round from Flusher on that secondary op. 3 kills from Bank, or 2 from Bank, and pushing forward for the final. That's Fnatic taking a second one on the board. 9-3 for JW. Fantastic start into this. And if this double up setup is going to be something Fnatic can get out a lot, well, I'm looking forward to the next few rounds.
Basically 2 of the same shots from Flusher there from Bank, and then he just spots MSL trying to sneak into the smoke at the end. We were saying earlier that Flusher's aim in that previous game was looking great against OG on Overpass. He's kind of carried that through there into that round with the AWP. A couple of nice shots. Now North have been put back down to pistols. Deegs on most of their players for this one. Brolan this time holding back in the bathrooms. Should be aware that there are some players close by, and there we go. Brolan's got his first kill on the board. Now he can just back up. JW's got his left side covered. Fnatic should be okay here on the A hold, especially since there's another man arriving. Flusher's even rotating up to this A site now.
Brolan with the first kill of the game so far. He has a chance to build up some confidence here. Flusher. Another kill added to the AWP tally. Brolan moving forward. Another kill added to the tally and potentially a third. And he just could take everybody down here. Eggsy left alone at top connector. The bomb not in his possession. He's desperately trying to get out of here, but he knows eyes are watching him. He wants one kill and he'll be happy, but he's not going to be given that opportunity. Brolan with a 4K into the round, and Fnatic secure 3.
Third round secured for Fnatic, but the buy about to come out from North. I think an interesting note from the pre-game interview was that Gade said he thinks that North do better against the top-tier teams. He thinks that they do better against the more structured opponents. He actually almost prefers to play against some of these top oppositions. And North haven't had that many chances to play against teams on Fnatic's level recently. So this is a great chance for him to try and prove that. It started pretty well on Overpass, but it's been slipping away from them in the recent rounds. And another B stack for Fnatic. Look at JW, pushed up all the way over at A, so it's a 4-man stack on this B site.
Golden in the smoke. Can he do anything? First is his, the second as well, and Golden. That's all you can ask from him. That's huge. And now Crim's his turn, but he's on the site. He just gets absolutely wrecked by MSL. Now Brolin trying to follow up for Fnatic. It's just MSL left alone. And Brolin with a smart repositioning is able to catch a second. It's 4 for Fnatic. And that's a round that North probably should have been able to do more in, but they just get shut down from Golden immediately, just handing them these 2 kills. That just sets up Fnatic perfectly. There's still a few opportunities. You think MSL has done enough to draw it back for them? But Brolin, just solid positioning towards the barrels and 2 big kills to close out the round.
Cool. Yeah. It's always going to be rough when someone pushes on the other side of the map and you run into a 4-man stack. Even if you've got a great exec, it's not going to be easy to get onto the site. This is more of a contact play, though. Golden lining them up and knocking them down. 2 kills with the M4. Almost goes down, but Flusher's got his teammates back. Flusher should be good for a second. Just Gade remaining. The pistol's getting shut out by Fnatic in this round. And after that strong start from North, after the 5-0 lead, Fnatic have brought it straight back to a 5-5 scoreline.
Yeah, this has been a big turnaround from Fnatic. It was that one round where we've seen a big step up from Flusher Bank that has turned this game completely around, it feels. Golden has had moments. Brolin's actually starting to frag now, which was something that wasn't available to them in the first couple of rounds. So North have really got to show up in this next one. They've got to stand back on Overpass. They've got to fight back and show that they're still able to compete in this first half. Otherwise, Fnatic... we've seen what can happen when they get that momentum going. We've seen it over on Inferno. They can be so deadly on this CT side. And JW hasn't had to do a whole lot in these recent rounds. They've kind of avoided him, and they've kept going towards B. This time, Flusher getting aggressive towards Connector, caught off by Gid. And JW, with the aggression towards Long, gets the trade kill onto Lecro. He's had his number a few times now on that long aggression.
Yeah, and if I were North right now, I would not be comfortable committing to this B site. You've just seen that JW's pushed all the way through A long. You've got to think that Fnatic have quite a few players ready and waiting on the B bomb site. Boost about to come in, though. It's the 3-man boost over the top. Cage and B will be the man going up. He pops up and he gets a quick kill. Brolin, though, making sure to react in time. But JW in from behind, gets 1 kill and politely closes the door behind.
Yep. JW has his manners, but they've blown the door right off. The bomb goes down and JW secures the final kill as well. Fantastic proactive play from JW. He's fired up. And Fnatic, when they get fired up, when they're having fun, this is the deadly Fnatic. We've seen it in their interviews coming into this. Crim said in the first interview we kind of got to see from him that Fnatic have just tried to change things up a little bit. They've put more emphasis on having fun. And that is the Fnatic thing, right? It's just coming into this, if Fnatic are having fun, they're generally showing up.
This is a B rush with the MAC-10s, I would expect. North going for a half investment. They're going to try and rush into the B-bomb site, but some early nades, well, not deployed. Golden goes down early, but Flusher here almost gets the double spray down. Damage done to the 2 remaining players for North. They may be able to upgrade their guns, but they're both so low.
Oh, that nade, though. That nade. Oh, it seems like the pillar might just protect MSL. It will. And now Gabe with the MAC-10. Can he find the kill on this boost? There's 2 players to his right side. It doesn't want to walk around this corner, but he's spotting the Heaven player. Now they swing into him. That's his death sentence. And now MSL left alone. 12 HP to win the round. He smoked off and just walked through it, but JW was ready. He knows what kind of plays are available with smokes. And it's going to be Fnatic up to 7. I have to say, Fnatic have had a couple of moments now where their utility usage has not been on point. You've seen missed Molotovs from Brolin at the start of the round, a missed HE grenade there from Crims. There's been a few other instances from Fnatic. It feels like they're a little off in the utility usage, but they're still winning the rounds. And North coming into this one, they'll get the rifles out, they'll get the AWP in play, the utility across every single player. They have to win a round soon. Otherwise, Fnatic are going to be looking very comfortable.
Early nades exchanged at mid. JW peeking above. We've also got some aggression from Golden, who's just taken a fight. That nade not quite going where he wanted it to, but look at the push from Brolan. Jeez, he's all the way pushed up. Flash in for him. The spray's successful. He spotted the bomb, and now Crims helps him out. Lekro eventually trades, but it might be too little too late. He's the only player here. And Fnatic have so many players ready. Good flashbang, spots out the first opponent. Lekro still closing in. Good kill from Lekro. 2 men close by, but JW throws a nade and almost dies for it. D comes out in time, though, and that means it's all on Cajun B. He gets the bomb. He might get away with his life, but he's still in a 1-on-3.
Lekro can't kill JW. He just can't do it, Alex. We've just seen so many rounds where he's had the advantage. Even that one there, JW had to pull the deagle and still gets the headshot onto Lekro. He has been his nightmare so far here on Overpass. But now, like you said, Cajun B, with all of the work to do in the round, he has got the bomb on his back. Under 40 seconds, so not too many options available to him. If he heads into this B bomb site, he does have a 1v1 fight. So this probably would be the best call. He hasn't made any noise coming this way either. The positioning right now is solid from Flusher. Just playing back at Graffiti, holding the cross, and Cajun B is going to walk up. But the time is a limiting factor right now for Cajun B. He's going to tap and commit to the bomb plant. Now Flusher hears that. Has a better spot, and there's no falling back from the plant. Cajun B immediately goes down, and that's solid from Flusher. He plays that solo B bomb site to perfection. Yes, he will concede the bomb plant, but he confirms the round wins just by playing passive.
Both of these Orcs on the Fnatic side at 14 kills each. A team ace for them in that round. Everything looking lovely for Fnatic right now. At least that bomb plant for North helps them with their money, though. Helps them make sure they buy in this next round. There's that aggression from Brolan, and then Crims can kind of make the most of the aggression, right? He's not going to be pushing by himself, but when his teammates are pushing, he can then make the most of it. He can catch some players off guard. And North going back to this B bomb site. They've struggled the last couple of times they've gone here, but with all 5 players grouped up around B, Dinko, you would expect it to be a fairly fast push towards this B site.
Well, Cajun B is about to walk through the smoke, get in behind him, and Crims wants to peek out to the right side. Cajun B in with the headshot, rolling, spraying down as Get hits the deck. Now Flusher will fall victim. 3v4 followed up again for North. This is a much better round out of them. More output on the fragging department, and it's suddenly all on JW. He has to try and win this round in a retake fashion. Open his hands. He's been dropped down to 37 HP as well. This feels very difficult for JW right now, especially with that smoke now coming up. Oh, and he still gets the kill through the smoke on the MSL. Now on 1 versus 1. JW versus Lekro. Here's the utility. Knows that Lekro is still inside of the site. JW, don't you dare. Do not win the round in this fashion. Deagle in hand. Lekro through the smoke. And JW will fall. North, they pick up the round, but damn, that is scary.
Oh, so close from JW. Had to get this first kill from
those
Connector.
Glasses.
Yeah. Lekro, though, eventually sprays him back with the AK. And North pick up their 6th round. Finally, another round on the board for them. And Fnatic again getting caught by some of these early aggressions, right? Flusher was playing ahead of the barrels with the AWP there, wanting to go for a fight early with the sniper, but he didn't realize North were ready to push so quickly, so he just gets overrun. Some of these faster plays seem to be working, and this time, MSL wins the AWP fight. JW misses his shot, and MSL makes the most of it.
I think JW tried to kill all 3 players there. He seen 3 players that didn't really know where to place the crosshair. I think he placed it between all 3 of them. Didn't really work out for him. And now Brolan taking 1 onto Gid. That's a good opening. And a good follow-up kill for Brolan to pull it back into a 4v4. MSL boosting on the flower bed. He has long control, which he will confirm. Crims is tucked into the right side of the sign. 55 seconds. He has this crossfire with Flusher, who is now back on the rifle. And this could work out for Fnatic. They currently have 3 players on the A bomb site, and that's exactly where North are going into the last round of the half.
Fnatic have been so good on these reads, but it's still going to be an execute from North. They have nades themselves. If these flashes are good, they might be okay.
Molotov down to long. The push comes through. Critten's trying to hold on, but he only gets 1 kill. And Lekro, 3 kills out of nowhere. And it's all on Brolin, making the 1v3 retake have to happen. He's got the flashes, the itchy, and he swings out into the open, but Lekro ends the half with a 4K. A resurgence from North, but is it enough? Find out after the break. A battle, but North come back into it. Fnatic looked like they were grabbing control in that first half, but luckily Lekro, standing tall in the final round, actually ends the half ahead of his teammates on 11 kills. He was a little bit of a quiet performance. Good to see him showing up. And now Fnatic on this T side will look to try and close this series 2-0, but North look to bite back.
Early peek into mid from North here. They've spotted nothing on the A side of the map, so they're going to try and rotate down. The problem is, North only have 1 player on the B site itself right now. If this B commit comes in soon from Fnatic, they'll be okay, and they have plenty of nades to do it. The problem could be, there's a flank coming in, Dinko. North are in the opponent's spawn right now, so Fnatic have got to get a move on.
Yeah, the utility coming over the top, AZ holding on, and now the attack comes in from Fnatic. They have so many players here right now. Cation B, Golden caught in the open, Lekro will take him away and give the opening kill, but Brolin will double up a third kill on the P250, and JW securing the fourth for Fnatic. It's just KGB left alone, and Brolin, what a round. 4 kills into the pistol, and he's 14-9 right now. Fnatic, 9 rounds on the board. They get a good start into the second half.
A lovely little smile as well. Let's look at this replay. Oh, it's so clean on those first 3. That's why you give this guy the P250. The young star for Fnatic shines through. And now North have to go back to a force buy. And I thought for a second North were going to get the flank in time there. Fnatic went for that push at just the right time to be able to not have too many issues from those flanking CTs. And now with the Mac 10s mainly in hand for Fnatic in this round, they should be okay to win this one. Bit of a B stack again coming in, or rather a bit of a B stack this time instead of the A stack for North. More of a standard setup for them across the map. MSL's got the scout for A long. Fnatic though grouped up around this B site, putting one early smoke into heaven. No fight so far though. North happy to sit back on the site, try and line up some crossfires.
Fnatic know they don't want to fall to this force buy. Have to try and keep themselves in a position where they can keep this economy afloat. They win this round. It's going to be 3 picked up going into the second half, and North, well, will start to fall behind again, and we've seen what Fnatic can do when they get control of the second half over in Inferno. North competed in first, but ended up falling by the wayside as we headed into the second. And now Fnatic turn their attentions to this B bomb site. Flusher running through with the Mac 10. Damage done on the MSL. No kills yet in the server just for Flusher, and he will go down. Gid will pick him up to start things off well for North. A follow-up kill from AZ. At least Crims has done something for Fnatic, but they're a man down. And another kill on the pistols. Fnatic are losing to the force buy, and North are taking back this B bomb site.
Tap to the bomb, Crim spraying. Oh, no kill with the Mac 10. Goes back with the Glock, but it's no good. JW holding in the back lines. He needs these kills now. They're on the bomb. They're still on the bomb, and JW falls. Fnatic unable to convert on the B bomb site. The early fights go against them, and even though they're getting that bomb down the entire time, they're never really in control of the situation. They've never really cleared out all of those spots. And then they have some players kind of stuck on the site. They can't get back in time for the post plants. They can't get trades for any of those kills on the site. It all goes horribly wrong for them. And this gives North a great chance to come back and start strong on their CT side. Get that money going early.
Ooh. Little chance there for JW. We know how scary these P250s can be, but North in a better spot right now. Asian B needs to be a little bit more careful. You can see how tentative he is to approach a P250. Luckily, he will take it down. Now MSL in the corner would have hoped for more, but he'll take the one. Crims on the Deagles, quick to reply. Still, man advantage will play for North. Just over a minute left as well. And at the moment, Fnatic approaching. Quietly up through middle. You've got one prong to the approach at long, and that's Golden. The other two, though, in middle, and Flusher close by. Lecro on the MP9 should be having a field day here under a couple of players. Adding money to the bank, but it might just be the flank from Connector that reached the reward as AZ gets the double. And it's 9 rounds on the board for North. They tied things up.
Yeah, Gade was able to push all the way through B there, so they knew that they had to be prepared on the A site, and they made sure they were ready. Flank from Connector really seals the deal for them. We're all tied up. Fnatic will be buying in this round, but their utility will be limited. No one taking the hit either. No one going down to a Galil or a Mac 10 to get extra nades. So the nades really won't be great for Fnatic into this round. And MSL does have an AWP on the other side. So this is the exact sort of round where that AWP could have a really good chance to show itself in this one, right? There's no nades really to deal with him. But the close range fight could be good. JW swings open the door, but MSL ready for the fight. Wins the opening battle, and KGB puts down an early smoke. He knows that there are a couple of players at long, and his smoke will be enough to slow them.
That nade looking to go behind the smoke. Oh, that's not going to reach. They're not that close by. Fnatic instead have actually fallen most of the players away from long, but information regathered from MSL, there is at least one at long right now, and that's Golden, and he just so happens to have the bomb. Now that is a little bit scary for Fnatic. And the one player left alone is the bomb carrier. MSL still scoped out towards this position. Fnatic, a man down in the round nonetheless, and still handed another disadvantage with this bomb being alone. But luckily, Crims will gather up with him. And now Golden, alongside Crims, can move together in towards the site. MSL's repositioned. He misses the shot. That might just come back to bite North. They've lost a player, and they continue to topple players. Fnatic coming back into the round. It's getting easy, coming back up to the A bomb site. And already Fnatic have sunk their teeth deep into the site.
flusha playing from the truck. Very tight angle. Gade is still waiting, still edging around this corner, and flusha finally finds it. It's all on AZ. He knows that flusha's on the truck, but he's not going to be able to spot him out so easily. flusha playing it safe. AZ now has been spotted. Oh, we can't get these kills. They're just not giving him the clean fights. This is so smart from Fnatic. Just buy time, and finally, flusha decides to take the fight, and he wins it. I've got to say, though, Dinko, in that round, they had almost no nades left on the Fnatic side. When they pushed that A site, MSL just has to land that shot. He got the first one, but he's got to get that kill there from the bomb site, because as soon as that goes against him, the rest of the AKs can start to swarm. It becomes so much easier for them to push onto the site itself. It's a shame for North. It comes close, but Fnatic get another round win. At least North can still buy, though.
They can. They still get the buyout, but it's not fantastic. It certainly has a lot of evident weaknesses. The lack of utility is probably the primary one, and the lack of rifle in the hand of KSHB. But Gade, he could turn it all around on his own. One onto Crims, but the spacing from Fnatic, they weren't grouped up together. Instead, they have another chance, but it doesn't matter. Gade give it another 1v1 against flusha. And it's a man advantage back in favor of North.
Gade's been so quiet up until this point as well. Remember, he was their best performer by far on Inferno. He got 24 kills. The next closest was 14. So good to see Gade getting involved with some early fights at Monster. Gives his team the early edge. MSL has again got that AWP on this A side of the map, but this time, oh, JW's up against him. Nearly the chance for another shot there for JW, but he won't be connecting on any of those early battles. And this is where Fnatic start to line up their players into the bathrooms. They still have some nades. There are only 2 CTs on this A site. It's another situation where MSL is the main man to watch with the AWP.
He wasn't able to deliver when called upon in the previous round, but can he do it this time? 20 seconds left in that clock. Flashed off the angle. Now the pressure really is on. They're over the top of him. That's well played from Fnatic. They completely neutralize the AWPer on the hold. And now Golden can pick up that AWP, pull it back, give it to Fnatic again, and he will fall sprinting for his rifle. And Lekro, only 1 kill. And will be Gade on the other side of the map, who had done so much work to start this round off, walking away with absolutely nothing. Fnatic will go up to 11 rounds. Gade's sprinting away, but he has no kit, no utility. There was absolutely no chance for this retake. And Fnatic, they'll be happy enough with the win here.
Yeah, absolutely. And just that one flash onto the site makes all the difference. That's why I was kind of pointing out in the previous round where Fnatic didn't have those nades. That was where MSL really needed to step up. Because in this one, the nades come against him. He gets completely blinded. And I think partly because of the position he's playing on the truck, he's always going to be in a spot where he's very much committed to that position. A lot of times, AWPers like to play those spots where they have the chance to fall back. Maybe if you're behind the sight box, you can get back to bank. But he decides to play the truck, a very committed position. And as soon as he doesn't get an early shot, as soon as he doesn't get an early opportunity, Fnatic just run him down. We see a timeout ahead of this one. I assume this is from North after a couple of round losses on their map pick.
Yeah, it's over on their side of things. And North coming into this, they have had a few moments where they should have taken a round win or should have been more competitive. There's a few opportunities they've been thrown to the wind, and Fnatic are going to take those. If you give Fnatic an inch, of course, they'll take a mile. And it's 11-9 for Fnatic right now. Across the board, it's a team effort from both teams, really. Get the quietest performer on the server. But for the most part, everybody kind of around the same level. JW at the top, 20-8 right now. Fnatic, they are in a position where they should be taking 12 rounds, and Golden running in with that Mag 10. That boost has been spotted, and Flush up with the headshot.
It's kind of crazy that JW's top fragging for Fnatic with the lowest ADR.
Yep.
That shows how close it is for everyone.
And also, on the CT side, he wasn't really... It was some rounds where he's completely unneeded, right? He was off towards A long while all the attack and the action was coming into the B bomb site. So the fact that he's still top fragging, even after having a bunch of rounds where he wasn't really needed at all, is still very, very impressive.
Oh, nice shot, Lecro, but look at the minimap. Brolan's already on the A site. I think that might just give the game away, especially with these steps from MSL. He's so screwed here. He's so screwed. Brolan's got the kill from the side. And Lecro with the AK will probably be looking to save at this point. It's going to be 12-9 Fnatic, and it's going to have to be a hard-fought comeback for North.
North certainly having to face a lot of adversity right now. Fnatic will be 4 away from victory in the series. I think it was wasn't really expected that North would come in and be a deadly force that could take Fnatic. I think everyone would agree that coming into this match, even Twitch chat agreed, the vast majority of them, that this should be a Fnatic win. And of course, it should be. On paper, they're a far better team. North have had a turbulent time of late, like you alluded to, the fact that they haven't really had many opportunities to play against teams of Fnatic stature lately. And so we really get to see a test of where they're at right now. And I mean, they haven't performed too poorly, but you can definitely see the difference between Fnatic and North right now. A lot of those very important rounds and small moments for North, you just can't afford to lose those. You can't afford to miss that shot. You can't afford to let Fnatic win that clutch. There's just some scenarios where North just needs to win the small entities and they could be competing much more, but that is the difference. Fnatic will win those small moments.
Yeah, and there's definitely something to be said for maybe North, once they get a bit more experience with this lineup, maybe then against top tier teams, they'll be able to really start to try and cause some issues. But so far, as much as these games have been fairly close, it has felt like Fnatic generally have the control. Apart from the first half of Inferno, I think that one was one where it felt like North were doing a pretty solid job. Now, though, Fnatic are really coming on strong again in the second half here. Lecro's just got that one AK. The AK currently towards B short, so there is a chance he could maybe find Flusher, who has strayed pretty far up through Monster. Flusher, though, not going out just yet, although as soon as I say that, he's having to think about it. Nade for barrels, smoke for the site, but Flusher just decides to fall back. Smart decision.
Certainly so. And now Fnatic taking their time, not wanting to give up any space, no chances to the North defense. And MSL in the bathrooms, he's playing from the long side. Cation B trying to get up the ladder behind, but there's a player watching it. He thought he could have got the timing there, Alex. The Flusher was ready for him, and now Lecro, the only player with a rifle, having to show up. They know what that is. It's on the A site now. MSL in the bathrooms. That was his chance for a kill onto Golden. But he turns, he finds the kill. And Lecro doing good work on the AK. Enough of a good job that he's forced Fnatic to go back through connector and avoid that rifle. Good call from Fnatic. You don't want to be going into the rifle on the A site. Instead, turn their attentions towards B. They've got the man advantage back in their favor. But Lecro, with another sick headshot, has a chance to do it all in the round. Nearly the 4K. But Flusher breaks his heart. It's not easy to win the 1v2. He's collected the first. North still in with a chance to win this round. Lecro has set them up. Easy now in a winnable clutch. A 1v1 against Golden. He's going to sit on the bomb while it ticks away. The back is turned and Golden gets the peak. It's Fnatic with 13 rounds, but right down to the 1 versus 1.
Oh, so close. And I thought AZ might have known that The man who planted the bomb was still on the site. Clearly didn't have that information, though. How about Letcro in this round? I want to see more of this from him. I want to see him freed up, being more of a star. Yeah, and the AK on the CT side doing so much damage for him. Brolan's bought the Krieg, Dinko. Now, I still don't think the Krieg is any good. But who knows? Maybe Brolan can do something with it. Early aggression, JW, that is a bit much, buddy. He's going to get caught out early. Crims, 2 kills from behind. That was so quick.
No way Crims does that. That is just filth. The 3rd kill as well into the round. And Fnatic, this is the round that they should have had more of a challenge in. This is the round where North needed to win. And Fnatic, well, they've got Crims. He comes out of connector, just swinging on 2 players. The 3rd kill in towards this B bomb site. And out is just MSL and Cation B left in a 2v4. Over a minute left in the clock still. Bomb goes down for Fnatic. And there's nothing North can do. It is the safe call into the next round. And Fnatic are on 14. We'll head into the next again with North struggling on the economic side of things. MSL will have an AWP. Cation B will still have this M4. But the round will not favor them by any means. Fnatic are clearly in the driver's seat right now. They just have so many individuals that can have these moments that Crims just displayed. And Fnatic are... There's no weak link anymore, right? We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Golden used to be the player that could kind of hang behind in the kills, but even he's showing up in this tournament on an individual level. He's been putting in the work. And Fnatic no longer have that weakness, any weakness when it comes to firepower. It's fantastic.
And even when Golden was a little bit of a weaker fragger stats-wise for the team, he was always someone that had a lot of impactful kills, it felt like. And now he's not even that far behind in the stats either. So it's fantastic to see him doing work. Wow, MSL getting flashed a lot apparently. Good to know. Maybe you should get JW's shades. That might help him out. Timeout for North. Understandably so. They're 14-9 down. And a stat that I wanted to bring up, Dinko, at some point in this game is that Flusher has the joint most clutches won so far in this tournament. He's won 6 clutches alongside Twist from Nip and Madden from Godsent. I haven't really had to bring that up though, Dinko, because there haven't been that many clutch scenarios for Fnatic. They've just been winning the rounds right from the get-go.
Yeah, and also just to add to that point, right? They've been playing in Group A, which is the group of death. Highest level of competition in the group stages was in that first group. So all these stats, you can't really... There's no caveat for Fnatic. You look at them and you have to respect them. Fnatic up 14-9 right now. We'll start to Vitality. But now, in the playoffs, they get North the first time around, and they are dominating them in these recent rounds at this point. Cation P in the corner. MSL at the top of the AWP. Cation B is about to be Molotov out of position, but the smoke is going to come down, and Cation B just has to hide here. MSL has found the opening kill for North, and Cation B still alive.
They might be able to get him out of connector as well. MSL has some more nades, which could help. They're not even going to need them. Cation B can just run back to safety. A-Long is open, though. That's the position that Golden is trying to make the most of. There are 3 CTs on this A site, however, and Cation B hears them up close. Flash about to come through. Cation ready to fight. He gets one, as does MSL. Great work from North there, fighting together, using the team play wisely. Oh, the timing window just right for him, but he's not ready for Gade. And that means it's up to JW to make some madness happen, and he's not going to. MSL doing some good damage in this round. Gets a triple with the AWP and gets his team back on track.
Yeah, that's better for North. Now they just need to focus up. There's still lots of rounds to be played. And I have to say, the fact that they get anything done here, the fact that MSL is able to have this much impact from the start of the round is huge. They had a good connector tick, I feel like, there from Fnatic. They put a lot of pressure there, a lot of utility usage. MSL had no fallback plan. The only option was to get that kill. And this time, he's able to do it. A good round from him. And JW, okay, JW, the no-scope. I thought he was going to get the second there as well, but Letcro with the headshot. Now Fnatic look to try and quicken the pace into the B-bomb site. Flush up. He has slowed it down now. Will retreat back. But what a start from JW. Luckily, Letcro is there to trade it back.
I thought for a second that Flusher was going to try and make the most of that and just push Monster, because you got to be worried about JW when you see him no-scoping you on short. A lot of North's attention was drawn that way, but he does just decide to play it safe. MSL has been orping around this A site pretty frequently. I think Fnatic will be aware of this. Crims has just gone down the connector though, back to B, and MSL has cleared out the A side entirely. He's coming down con. North are so ready for this, Dinko. They've got that B stack lined up. If Fnatic commit to the B site, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, they have no fallback plan either because MSL's in connector right now. So Fnatic are going to be committing into this B bomb site. And MSL could open this door and shut it all down. Golden opens it up, goes in. Oh, MSL misses the shot. And that allows Fnatic a chance back up to the A site. Golden is running that way, running to the A bomb site. He is sprinting, throwing the utility. Will that draw the rotation from these three players? They're not budging. They're still holding on, but Brolin with the entry kill. Golden gets the kill on the A site, and it's all on Electro on his own. So many angles to worry about. And what a round from Fnatic. What a round from Golden. 15-10. They reach series point.
Oh, it was a good effort from Lecro on that B site as well. I like that angle he was playing. He falls back to water. He's continuing to get kills. They're just not leading to round wins. It's another one of these games for North where one of their players is joint top of the server. Lecro's leading the charge, but the firepower across the board unfortunately isn't showing up in the same way. Early nade onto Cajun B. He's down to 62 health. A must-win round for North, and they don't have an ideal buy to work with. Again, MSL's got that all. A couple of MP9s in there as well. But Fnatic obviously have the full buy. AKs across the board, perfect nades for them. And they're going to keep things slow at the start of this one.
MSL in the water position right now. He has the AWP. Looking down the tunnel, he might just get a chance. And the flick out to the left. Golden is the first victim of round 26. This position from AZ, it's going to be hard checked by Crims, and now Cajun B, he'll fall as well. Crims wants to close this map. He wants to close the series, progress further in the upper bracket, instead not down to the lower. But look at the bomb. It's about to run into Lecro. He's got the MP9 in hand, but he could just fall here. He's got the angle, the sprite that gives away his position, but Flusher couldn't get the rifle out in time, and Lecro has been gifted the bomb in the bathrooms. 33 seconds left for Fnatic to recover it. Brolin has got to kill Crims as well onto Electro. That opens up the bomb again, and Fnatic win on elimination. Huge performance from Fnatic, closing it out here on Overpass. A 2-0 win in the series, and I think it's fair to say North aren't quite there yet.
Yeah, that last round, another one where Fnatic just individually outclassed them. Just headshots all over the place. Even with Lecro getting in the back lines, it's not enough. I think in general, you're right. Fnatic did kind of outclass North here. North showing some good signs. Again, they're showing some rounds where they compete. MSL was having decent impact with that AWP in some rounds on Overpass, but everything's just a bit too hit and miss. There's not really one clear name I can always rely on this North team. That feels like the problem to me right now.
Yeah, when Flusher and JW are showing up on the server, it's almost impossible to beat Fnatic on their day. It's time for a short break. Fnatic will take the series 2-0, and we've got the desk to break down their win.
A raging Fnatic fueled the fire on Overpass and would make things go south for North as they fell victim to the Swedes' furious form. A clean 2-0 for Golden's men and a place set in stone against none other than the Goliath of Astralis on Wednesday. We've got a hell of a lot more Counter-Strikes to be delving into before then, and mainly right now we've got to be breaking this one down with the help of my wonderful analysts, Potter and Maniac. And I think we should start off potentially by dissecting that first half, Potter, because North, you know, they had a pretty solid string of rounds to start them off with, 0-5 for them. So where did Fnatic kind of adapt on that CT side?
You know, they started landing a few more nades, right? Because when we think back of that 0-5, there was missed smokes, there was missed HE grenades. And after we complimented Fnatic so heavily after their Inferno performance, it was weird to see. But as it should be, it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, Overpass is statistically their least played map. You just don't see the fluidity that you kind of see with Fnatic on Inferno. But either way, even with the fluffed grenades, even with some fluffed shots, it was Fnatic in full control through and through, I gotta say. And for North side of things, they just seem to be lacking that small oomph. And I was looking at AZ and hoping and crossing my fingers that he would have one of those performances, but he didn't. Lekro, he tried his damnedest, but it just seemed like North, they didn't have that small edge.
Yeah, and I think it was something crucial that you were talking about, Maniac, is that aggression that we saw coming out from Fnatic yet again here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it ties really well with what Christine was saying. Sure, Overpass is not at the top of the list for Fnatic. So how they adapted, how they found their way back was by being extremely aggressive. We saw JW at least 3 times pushing completely full down A long with the AWP. We saw Flusha in the door with the scope rifle as well. We saw Crims pushing in Monster. So in that way, they never really let North the time and the possibility to establish their strategies, because North, if there's something good we can say about them, is that they have the strat book. MSL has a deep strat book with executes left and right the map, and if you let them do it, that's going to be an issue for you. But Fnatic, they just decided to be in their faces, and then they let the individuals shine.
Yeah, and I think one of those individuals that, you know, might have not been shining so far earlier in the rounds that North were getting on the side was Brolin. You know, he seemed to have a little bit of a struggle. Did you kind of see him coming into his element anywhere possible? Because he ended out very, very well.
Yeah, and you're right, Freya. He didn't have the hottest start. I think he was 0-6 on the score line. And Fnatic were down. And, you know, he actually pushed Fountain 3 times, 3 rounds in a row, even while being 0-6. And my immediate thought was, is this Broland saying, let me at him, I know I can get him this time? Or is that Golden? Either way, it's good to see him remaining and keeping his composure, right? Because when you press tab and you see yourself at the bottom of that scoreboard, you see that your team is losing, it's very easy to kind of get tilted, kind of get in your own head, maybe not take a duel that you absolutely should have capitalized on. So Broland, he kept on the gas pedal, he kept pushing no matter what. It seemed like that entire party Fountain area was his round after round. So that definitely bolstered the entirety of Fnatic's defenses.
Yeah, and I kind of want to talk about MSL a little bit coming into this, Maniac, because obviously we were saying, oh, actually, you know what? Hold that thought, because we have a very special guest joining us. We'll pick up that afterwards, because we've got Golden joining us here after that incredible win. Thank you so much for joining us. Congrats, man.
Thank you guys.
I want to start off just by talking about Overpass a little bit, because it's not a map that we often see you play. And obviously we saw you facing OG on it the other day, a very, very close scoreline. Obviously this one being a lot more convincing. But did you kind of have any key takeaways from that series against OG on Overpass? Did you kind of learn anything about how your team likes playing that map coming into this? Or was it a completely different game plan for North?
No, actually, like Overpass was one of our best maps pre-COVID. We've lost our way kind of and shined away from it for a little while, but it's always been there for us, like a strong map. We just need some confidence in it, and I feel like we've built up some confidence yesterday and today.
Yeah, 100%. It's been amazing to see how you guys are back shining on it. Yes, again, Maniac, I know you had a question as well.
Yeah, I have a million questions, but I'll just keep to one. You're going to face Astralis, and I would just like to know your own feeling. Where do you see them right now? Do you think they're ready? Do you still see weaknesses with Glaive coming in? What's your evaluation of Astralis right now?
I think Mag is still calling, and Glaive is doing his aggro moves, playing for information and that kind of stuff. I still feel it's the same kind of thing. I still feel like they're a very good team. Is
it the right timing to beat them? You think you got them at the right time?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Same Astralis, different day. Golden, I have to ask, we were talking about Broland in the pre-game, or in the post-show rather. And we were saying that in the beginning of that match, he was 0-6. It seemed like he wasn't getting really into that Overpass match, but he kept pushing Fountain, and eventually it paid off for him. Is that a Broland call? Is that him telling you, let me at him and let me find these duels? Or is that you laying out the game plan and telling him to take those duels?
I think on the A side, it was we predetermined it. JW and Brolan predetermined that they're gonna do something against A early. I had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I also just wanted to ask you one final question about yourself and your own performance that we saw back on Inferno. It seems like a map that you're finding a real comfort in. Why is that? Do you feel like you're sort of, is there anything the team's doing rather to sort of set you up to be successful on that, or are you just really feeling yourself on that map?
I just feel myself. I just whatever. If I get the opportunities, if I get like duels in the open, I'll take him, and I think most of the time I can win them.
Oh, I have another question for you. Sorry, Golden. The
Yeah.
round on Overpass, you were at the truck, okay? You just got a 2-kill with your Galil. You dropped your Galil, picked up the op, but then you dropped the op to JW. Is that JW telling you to give him the op, or are you just that selfless?
No, I just I believe JW already had an op. I just had that round. I don't know what happened. I just had a brain thing going on. I was like, yeah, should I keep the op in this situation? There was a smoke in front of me. No, that's not good. Okay, I'll throw it away and pick it up. I messed up. That was it.
Well, it seemed to work out incredibly well for you in the end there, Golden. Thank you so much for taking the time, and good luck in your match against Astralis later.
Thank you guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Always lovely to get to hear from Golden, especially after that performance from him. I absolutely love that, though. He's like, you know what? I messed up. Didn't mess up that badly, though, because they still managed to get the series in there. I think, I don't know, let's go back to the point that we were talking about, though, beforehand, because we were sort of touching upon MSL. And I know, Maniac, you sort of had eyes on him, considering, the form that we've seen him in some of these previous series at this very event. Seemed to be a little bit disappointing going into this one. He didn't really seem to get as many opportunities as we might have hoped to have had.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I'm being too demanding. So I've just seen this one BO3, so I'm going to be a bit careful with my conclusions. But to me, it does seem like MSL would be more comfortable in a secondary AWP position because he has the brains for it. His positioning is often good. He understands where to be. But then you can see at key moments the difference between I want to say native AWP is probably not the right word for that, but someone that's been here by vocation from the day one, and MSL who kind of had to go to the AWP roles. And unfortunately, the rounds he missed, they've lost, and the one round he got 3 kills. Obviously, that was a round he decided for himself. So it's just too inconsistent at the moment in this series, at least. Against a lower tier opposition, I think again MSL has the positioning to kind of get his way in the game. But when he's against someone that's a bit faster, and there I have the beautiful statistics from Christine in mind, where Broland just absolutely Ferrari peaks him in the face in the border. That's what's going to happen against top opposition. That is what's going to happen. So in terms of structure, there might be a limitation here, but then again, that's just one BO3, so I want to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, and of course, North aren't eliminated from this very competition, so we're going to take a little bit of a recap of our bracket to see exactly where the lay of the land is lying after that second series of the day. Of course, we see North falling down into that lower bracket against Heroic, none other, Christine. That is going to be an absolute banger.
Oh man, Heroic. Yeah, another domestic rivalry brewing. It wasn't too long ago that we could have said Heroic was the underdog, but in that matchup on paper, North once again are coming in as the underdog.
Yeah, and then obviously Astralis versus Fnatic for that upper bracket spot. This is a matchup that I think is promising to deliver in every single aspect. And Maniac, we heard Golden say it there, he's pretty confident going up against Astralis, even though they've just been increasing in form in terms of, getting Glaive back in for EPL. He seems a little bit more warmed up now, so I am excited to see what that one's going to be delivering.
Oh yeah, me too. And honestly, I think he can be confident. Not only individually, we've seen Fnatic's player really get in the groove, get in the rhythm, but also when I think about the map pool, if Fnatic's going to burst out our nuke Vito, and then Astralis would go to Inferno, well, guess what? Inferno has been Fnatic's garden for 10 years now. So in terms of maps, I think they match up quite well. Again, individually, they're pretty good. They're together in the boot camp. So it might be the time. That's why I asked him. I said, no, that might be the time for you to beat them. And then I'm just excited to see Maui get completely crazy about Fnatic in that game. That's going to be a good moment for sure.
We were saying in the green room, we're missing Maui at the moment. Of course, he's not here joining us today. We need a soundboard of his amazing sounds from when Fnatic are doing certain things in the match. We'll deliver that to you guys. I promise. That is a fair promise coming to you. But of course, this isn't all we have for you in store today. It's been a day of 2-0 sweeps so far here at DreamHack Open 4. But I think this final series of the day promises to deliver on every single level. Indeed, only one of these teams can continue their gauntlet run in the upper bracket. It's the Giants of Big squaring off against G2.